Hello and welcome to another session in mathematics. In this session we'll be looking at indices. But before that, let us look at the previous lesson. Welcome back. In today's lesson we'll explain the meaning of indices, and then we'll start with the laws of indices, as many as we can take today. In our next class we'll continue with the remaining laws of indices. So in this lesson, let us start with indices. When we hear the word indices, what does it mean? The word indices comes from the word index, which means exponent or power. Okay, so when we have a raised to power n, our n is the index, where b is the base. Okay, these are the two major terms we'll be using in this study. We have the base, which is a here, and then we have the power, or you can call it index or exponent, which is what? Our n. Okay, so if we are given r raised to power 2, our r is the base, where our power is what? 2. As simple as that. That's the basic understanding you need to get in this lesson this morning. So let us start with the first law of indices. The first law of indices, it's called multiplication law. And this law states that when we have a raised to power m times a raised to power n, it's just equal to a raised to power m plus n. What do we mean? When we have 2 times 2 raised to power 2, all we need to do is just to pick one of the bases. If the bases are the same, here this is the base, this is the base, we pick one of the base and then add the powers. What is the power here? 1. So we have 1 plus what? 2, and that will give us what? 2 raised to power 3. Okay, now let us check if it is true. 2 raised to power 2 here is 4. Is that correct? And then 2 times 2 is what? Is 8. Also 2 raised to power 3 is equal to what? 8. So we agree with me that this law is correct. So if we have a raised to power m times a raised to power n, it's just what? Equal to a raised to power m plus n. Assuming you are given 2 raised to power 5x plus 1 times 2 raised to power 3x, all you do is to pick the 2, which is the base, and then you add the power. So we have 5x plus 1 plus what? 3x, and that will give us 2 raised to power 8x, that is 5x plus 3x, then plus 1 as our answer. Okay, then let's go over to the second law. The division law of indices. Division law, this is the opposite of the multiplication law. In this, if we have a raised to power m divided by a raised to power n, this is just simply equal to a raised to power m minus n. Okay, so if we have 2 raised to power 3 divided by 2 raised to power 2, it's the same thing as 2 raised to power 3 minus 2, which will give us what? 2 raised to power 1, or just 2. Okay, let us check if it is correct. If we have 2 raised to power 3, it's the same thing as what? As 8. Is that correct? And 2 raised to power 2 is the same thing as what? 4. So 8 divided by 4 will give you what? 4 into itself is 1, 4 into 8 is 2. So you have it to be what? 2. Is it correct now? Yes. So if we have 2 raised to power 5x plus 1 divided by 2 raised to power 3x, this is simply 2 raised to power 5x plus 1 minus 3x, and then we have 2 raised to power 5x minus 3x will give us what? 2x plus what? 1 as our what? Answer. Okay, law 3, we have the zero law. In this law, anything raised to power 0 is equal to 1. Anything raised to power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, when we have any number raised to power 0, the number becomes 1. Okay, so if we have 1000 raised to power 0, it's just 1. If we have a raised to power 0, it's 1. If we have 10 million raised to power 0, it's simply 1. Any number at all raised to power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, the fifth law, we call it the power law. If we have a raised to power m multiplied by n, it's equal to a raised to power m times n. Okay, so if we have a number, let's say a raised to power 2, then raised to power 3 again, it's equal to a raised to power 2 times 3, and that will give us a raised to power what? 6. If we have 2 raised to power 2, then raised to power 2 again, it's equal to 2 raised to power 2 times 2, and that will give us 2 raised to power 4, okay, which is equal to 16. Okay, let's confirm if it is correct. We got 16 here. For this, we have 2 raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 2 is what? Is 4. 4 squared, it means 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is equal to what? 16, which we just got in the first example. Okay, so these are the basic laws of indices. So to refresh your memory on what we've done so far, take the test on the screen. Welcome back. So far we've been able to define indices, and we've been able to look at the laws of indices. Okay, in our next class we'll go over to solving equations involving indices. So do well to use the lesson note on the platform for better information on the topic we've discussed so far, and feel free to drop your questions or comments on the comment section. In our next class we'll go over to solving equations involving indices. Till then, stay safe and bye.